All right, you guys, welcome back. So we are talking about ChatGPT and the artificial intelligence that comes with it. And we are also going to be discussing more about the impact it has in the classroom. So joining me right now is Dr. Stephanie Boyce, the Executive Director of the Fresh Classroom. Good morning. Glad you can join us this Saturday.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, this is something that has been a talker right now online and just in person, but we've seen schools start to ban these new technologies. But you're saying that this could possibly be counterproductive for students. Can you explain more about that?
For sure. So what we know is that when people have fear, they usually respond in such a way. And so we expected that this might happen, right? But the truth is that the same thing happened in the 90s. When the internet started to get popular, people started to say, what is this World Wide Web thing, right? And they started to say, we won't let students use this for their research purposes. They need to go get their encyclopedia. They need to go with their index cards, right?
Yeah.
And so now we can't even imagine a world where the internet isn't embedded in everything that we do, even delivering our food to our homes. And so the same thing is true with these artificial intelligence tools that we see emerging. We have to be realistic about if we're preparing students for the 21st century. We cannot ban technologies as they are evolving, right? We have to find ways to bring them in so that our students can be competitive, especially with those STEM jobs.
That totally makes sense. Gosh, imagine how much times have changed since, they introduced the internet.
Exactly.
How can educators, even parents, use these types of technologies to support their kids in the classroom?
Yeah, so some of these AI tools are so awesome in terms of increasing our student engagement. This is one of the biggest goals for every school, right? We're always looking for ways that we can increase students' engagement. And so we can personalize activities. There's a lot of AI tools that would allow one teacher can't personalize an activity for, let's say, 25 students. But if each student has been trained and they understand how to use some of these tools, they can, based on their own interests, find ways to bring in some of their own interest into the learning that they're doing in the classroom. And we just see that the possibilities are infinite.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. And instead of fighting against the use of AI, how do you advise educators and parents to get plugged in?
Oh, that's really good. The first thing is to I like to say, be curious and lean in. Instead of being resistant, right? When something challenges the status quo, we have an opportunity to get curious and lean in. Just start with a Google search. Just look up artificial intelligence. Just look up ChatGPT. For me, it looked like, I'm a career educator, and it looked like I have a friend in Silicon Valley. They've been using these technologies with ease to work smarter and not harder. And so I went on Instagram recently and let my followers see me try it for the first time, right? Went in ChatGPT and it did something in 2 seconds. It would have took me about 30 to 40 minutes to do an administrative task, right? And so we encourage educators to lean in. And once you find one you might want to explore with, just try it out.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. Work smarter, not harder. It's amazing how fast we can start to do things these days with the help of AI. But what are some other ways you are helping educators get fresh in the classroom? Yeah,
so at the Fresh Classroom, what we're doing is we go into schools and we train teachers on how to create classroom experiences that are fun, relevant, engaging, standards-based, and higher order for our students. And so it's great to see teachers lean in and learn. A lot of teachers say, I'd love to make my classroom more fun. I just need to know how. I need some new fresh tools in my toolkit, and that's what we do.
Perfect. All right. Thanks so much, Dr. Boyce, for the insight. Some really interesting things right there. We appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.